Yo, welcome back, guys, to Around the Forge Circuit 1 overview. I'm greeted by my good friends Gordon Ramsay, Lesamos. How are you guys doing today?
Yo,
We
yo, yo,
living,
yo.
baby.
I'm living large, dude. I'm the top of the world. I just got unbenched for my team.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I
Sorry,
was just gonna
Grace. Sorry.
say,
Sorry about it. Tough to hear it, but we gotta move on.
Did you say
dude.
living?
No,
You guys, you
I was
guys are
gonna say,
living?
Les, you and I literally both said we're living, and I don't.
Yeah, dude, I was like,
think we meant.
okay.
I don't think we meant to do it like that, but
Oh, man. What
well,
a start. I see how this episode of Around the
I was gonna
Forge
say,
is
wrap it
gonna
up, boys. Wrap it up. We're not here.
go. Let's go home.
Grace
Grace,
got a
I'm
level.
taking my PowerPoints and I'm going home. I don't play with you guys anymore.
Oh man, it's great to see everyone, dude. It's good to be back with the boys, with the guys. So yes, if it's not clear, I did die recently, not once but twice, and we're halfway through. We're at the end of the first week for Circuit 2, leading up to Circuit 2. Circuit 1's tournament was done 5 days ago, and so we're gonna be going over the coverage for Circuit 1 today. That went over the first 4 dungeons: Wailing Caverns, Deadmine, Shadowfen Keep, and BFD. And so it's great to have everybody here. We'll see if this first circuit lived up to your expectations. We definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. So don't be shy in the chat. And it should be a good episode today. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Talking about the first circuit. How did Circuit 1 pan out for everybody? Just if you could lay it out, did it live up to your expectations? Did it go just as you thought it would? Was there anything that surprised you?
You go first, Gordon. You actually played in it, so
Sure,
knock
sure.
this one out.
Yeah. I mean, you were ready, you know.
I'll talk about
There
my
were a couple
experience with it
spicy,
afterwards, yeah.
spicy parts in your team, but yeah, I think for a lot of teams, probably, I'll say around 80%. I'll say that's total guesstimation. Was a lot of us just wanted to dip our toes in the water, you know, kind of see how the water was feeling, and now, as soon as that last boss died, whether you were finishing in BFD or SFK, wherever you finished, I think it's a common consensus of like, why is it not Saturday 2 weeks from now? Why are we not going straight into Circuit 2? I'm ready to go. Like, we're all addicted to this.
Really? Like, that's coming from a team that stayed alive and actually finished the
True,
circuit.
yeah. But, I mean, yeah, so that might be the 20% of the people who aren't, you know, having that feeling. But it's very, very seldom in this scene and WoW in general that you can have that very competitive spirit and ideally be doing it alongside people you enjoy playing with. Obviously, you have some teams that are kind of thrown together last minute and you might not know each other, but that also brings the chance to make, you know, some lifelong friends within the gaming scene. And it's awesome that WoW finally has that kind of setting for the hardcore scenario.
Sure. Yeah, in a game mode that's always kind of been solo by itself. It's really interesting that you say that too. Being competitive is in Classic. I know in other versions of WoW they have smaller raids. You can do 10 mans. You can do 2s, 3s, 5s, and you get that feeling there. But specifically in Classic, it's like if you don't do 40-man raiding, there's not too much of a team competitive spirit. So it's interesting that you say that you're in this 5-man format with some buddies and, you know, just really had a lot of fun speedrunning and want to do more circuits. It's cool that it was a good experience for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty electric, dude. Like I'm not even playing, right? And it's like I'm watching these, you know, I've made a career out of like watching esports teams play, right? And it's like eerily similar, even though if anyone heard our comms, they know we had some work to do. But yeah, I mean that level of like, you know, I'm kind of running this meme of like I'm kind of like 6th man of the year off the bench, but I feel like I even have a role, right, with the team, even though I'm not in the dungeon, right? Just kind of, I have like a goddamn control panel up with just like 8 other teams and kind of just seeing where we're at and trying to keep the team composed. And I'm not in their ear like, yo, we're in 5th right now, we got to get first because I don't want them to die. So it's like, you know, just keep there's strategy for everyone involved. So for any of those substitutes out there that are feeling a little bit lost, you know, just you'll find your niche on the team for sure. And he knows, like, you know, not to, I don't want to harp on you too hard, Grace, because I do actually feel pretty bad, but like who knows, like one of your players might die twice in a week, and then and then you got to play. So it's been a really fun circuit so far. I've been having a lot of good time. I've been having a lot of fun. With the drama of it all, with the team dynamic of it all. I don't know what other teams are doing, but I've had so much fun with no CC specifically. Like we're in Discord like all day, every day, like, and it just makes the leveling journey so much fun. I don't know if other teams are doing that, but I highly recommend you just jump in the server with your comrades there and just get used to playing with each other. It's a really good time.
That's awesome. That's funny, man. I imagine you as like the rally car driver giving out directions for circuit
Yeah, man,
one at least.
I'm the pit. I'm like the pit master, or whatever they call him. I'm like the guy, and like I'm like, all right, we got to take this angle here. Yeah.
I mean, it is a viable shot though. My team has already talked about that, where we might have like a substitution that might make people scratch their heads in Circuit 2, but that 6 person is gonna be in Discord and someone is going to be live streaming it on Discord, so there's no Twitch delay, and it's just going to have another set of eyes for things to look out for in the dungeon to try to keep your team safe, you know.
It's so funny we might see strategies like that develop. I felt like I had a moment like that with Bobka. We had each other's backs whenever we went into Wailing Caverns and we split off in stealth. Bobka was really the team leader and really calling all the shots, and there was a moment where he had an ectoplasm walking towards him, and I was screaming at him, yo, walk to me, walk to me, walk to me. You know, don't pull more trash so we can stealth after we kill this mob, get on to the next one, and clear as fast as we can. And it was cool. It was cool to feel like the leader in a moment, or being that extra set of eyes in Circuit 1. So I had a few good highlights throughout Circuit 1, I felt like, as well. Yeah, my overview on the entire circuit. I'm trying to think of what our expectation was for Circuit 1. And if that expectation stays the same going into Circuit 2. And I think Circuit 1, starting at level 1, we're in this realm of the unknown. We have 2 weeks to level, and we're doing the first 4 dungeons, which everybody knows these dungeons like the back of their hand, I feel like. Wailing Caverns, Dead Mines, SFK, BFD, do them all the time. I think everybody was super ambitious. The Prebis, people were logging 40, 50, 60 hours of fishing, not even leveling, a couple days played of fishing just to get a couple more primary stats. I think that people had fun in the open world. At Merkfallen Lake was the hotspot in Circuit 1. That was really cool to see. And I don't know if the same vibe is going to carry into Circuit 2. And we've had 5 days since Circuit 1's been over with, and people are prepping for Circuit 2 now. And I don't know if preparing for Circuit 2 has the same feel. Some of the teams are knocked out. Thinking about Nemesis and Hellfire Club, I saw both of those guys. Both of their teams died in Circuit 1, and so I'm not going to see them in the open world anymore. I obviously died on my Druid. I re-leveled, died again. That was a big hit, though. Winning team, first place team Parla, their warrior died, and so that was a big hit. And I wonder if people's enthusiasm to be full best in slot for this next circuit is staying the same, or have expectations changed at all?
I mean, I feel like it just got more real, right? Like the design of this event is starting to kick in. Like, so I wouldn't say it as much as like the hype would be dying, or like the min-max is definitely still there, but I think the stakes are just getting higher and higher every time you go. Like, now we're at the point where re-rolling kind of does hurt a little bit, and, it's not that easy to get to 32 in however many days, especially, if you're got, 12 kids, 9 wives, right? It's definitely tough. So it's one of those things where it's really starting to hit people, and I enjoy it. I like playing under pressure. I've been playing this like super safe spec that I'm actually going to respec if I'm in dungeons. Like, I've just been playing super safe the whole way through. Like single target frost bolting, so boring. But it's been a lot of fun with the stakes starting to raise, and I think we're going to continue to see that. And as I'll say this, since we're on the podcast, right? And I say this as as a podcast host, not an event admin, so no one come for my neck after this. But like, this event was designed in like a cruel fashion. Like, it really was designed to see very few teams make it to the finish. So when you die and you have to re-roll and you feel like, wow, this really sucks. Like, that was the point. As sick as it sounds, like our community just comes up with like some like sick in the head events sometimes, and this is quite frankly one of them. Like open world death clips, like especially for competitors, like seeing other competitors go down, like seeing Parla go down, you'd think as no CC we'd be stoked, but like it didn't feel good. Like you feel bad. It's a cruel event, man.
Piggybacking off that, it's almost like the flip side of playing a regular solo self-found hardcore character where you're leveling up on your own journey, but you have these people who are following you. You know, you might do a dungeon with one guy and see him 30 levels later and, you know, wave to him, be like, glad you're still going. It's kind of the same thing where you have your kind of little hidden gem farming spots for the circuit, and you'll see a couple competitors from a different team here and there, and you seem to always run into the same person every single time. There are 3 people who I can name off the top of my head who I'm just like, every time I see them, it makes me super upset because I know they're farming exactly what I'm farming, and now we're competing against each other. But then if I don't see them in the next circuit, it's going to kind of, like you said, it's going to feel like a part of you is missing because they're just always there in the background, and you'll be a little sad to see a competitor go.
That's so sad, bro. Oh, I don't have a character anymore because I gotta re-roll. But I imagine Hellfire Club, you know, they were rolling up on us over in Merkfallen Lake whenever we'd all be fishing, and they'd come by 4 deep and put a line in the same pool that you're fishing in. Or Nemesis, I saw a couple. Remember some Team Nemesis, DeWass and Longshot. Yeah, I used to see those 2 guys all the time, and yeah, I'm not gonna see them in there anymore. And
who would be missing you, Grays?
I don't know. I don't know if any people are. One less person in the competition. But like Les was saying, we coming up with this event, it was almost sick in the head. We want people to die. Like, I think that this has been the next step. You know, we did like normal leveling and hardcore 1 to 60. That was the challenge. We did road to rag. Can we kill rag? That was a challenge. And we're up in the ante again. And it's cool to see people enter the community and play in hardcore and just leveling 1 to 60. And level 60 is the end game. And it still is for most of us, I think. But it's neat that we have kind of changed the stakes. And we're doing this level capped content, which I think has really opened a lot of people's eyes on how cool level capped content is. And I remember I've been rolling on this idea that level cap content is really good Classic Plus content. It's super easy to make Classic Plus this way because you just change the level cap and the player base will figure out the meta, the new game for you. It doesn't require any additional, you know, work towards it. But it was solely based off of how successful the Classic WoW beta was. Level capped at level 30, level capped at 40, and the player base loved it. And we haven't really seen events that were level capped ever again. It's always either in-game content or there's like 19 twink content, which is different, you know, in itself. That is another type of level gated content. But I think this is one of the few times that we've seen a community participate in World of Warcraft where there's a set level, you know, for a certain amount of time. People get twinked out in the open world. And it's been really neat. It's been really fun. I'm trying to think of some of the metas. Well, what are some of the metas of Circuit 1 that were interesting to you guys because of the level 22 cap? What was the most... Like, I'm trying to think for me. Some people were finding mithril ore in order to craft some of the biggest bombs. But then you ran into a bottleneck of needing silk cloth. Or you needed more... you needed silk cloth to make some of the bigger bombs. And you probably were XP capped, and so you couldn't even use the silk and make the bombs with the mithril. And so there's been other grind spots. Like I remember the ogres that I actually died to the other day. They drop level 22 weapons. There's a staff, there's a 2-handed axe, 2-handed sword, 2-handed mace from each of the ogres. They have like a 1% drop. And so people were kiting those ogres to get a OP level 22 weapon. That was an interesting strategy from the level cap in the Circle 1. Maybe anybody from chat as well, if you have some ideas of some crazy metas and methods that you've seen because of the level cap content.
You definitely learn which faction has some benefits compared to the other one, where like Iron, for example, Alliance just have so many more Iron nodes available to them in that level range that you can get to and really not feel threatened because every mob around you is ideally, you know, level 28, level 26, and you're going to pull it from a mile away, where there's just a couple of spots where you might log in every half hour and find one or two free nodes, and that's just like the best feeling in the world when you log in and there's a little gold dot on your mini map and you already know you're like licking your lips as you're hitting the ore, you're like, please give me 3 heavy stones so I can make more dynamite. There's little intricacies like that, and it's fun to you're like, dang man, I wish I rolled the lights for that. But then the next circuit flies around and you're like, oh well, Horde now have this entire city where they can pretty much fish for days uncontested, and you could actually go AFK and never die. So
yeah, and Dustless, that's so funny. I was watching Cargos in Circuit 1 risk his life in Alteric Mountains, splitting 2 Jaguars, sending his pet in, running the pet away, getting 2 or 3 taps, and then hearthing out. He's like, damn it, dude, I did all that and didn't get any heavy stone.
Exactly.
And it's just like, what is this meta? Or yesterday I was in a cave, the Centaur Cave, and Cargos was like, yeah, I was farming the Centaur Cave because there's 2 mithril spawns in here. And I was like, oh, I never would have known that the Centaur Cave and Thousand Needles had mithril spawns, surrounded by mobs that were low enough that you could farm mithril in this next circuit.
Yeah, the strats have been ridiculous going into Circuit 2. Some of the things that have been pulled off, some of the things that have been done. It's the prep for Circuit 2 has been crazy, honestly.
Has it really? Because I guess I haven't kept up with it.
multiple hunters have big game hunting bow.
But some have also, I heard Peter died to not back there at King Bang.
Yeah, confirmed.
I want to say it's
no
confirmed.
Clip, just secret death, just secret low-key death, like low-key side thing death.
I'm glad you brought that up, Grace, because I wanted to talk about that with you as well, because we obviously have very skewed viewpoints of what our prep is, because it feels like Druids have it so easy for Circuit 2, and then you have classes like Warrior and Hunter who are out here calculating every single mob kill, because they have to do like 60 kill quests in STV, and obviously you have your Warriors trying to get Whirlwind Axe. So we're kind of just chilling, but I'm curious what other classes besides Hunter and Warrior, like how their prep is.
You're so right. Yeah, and the two big items he's talking about is the King Bang quest chain, which if you don't realize, you have to do all the kill quests for Tigers, Panthers, Raptors. You have to kill the Kings, Sindal, Bagthera, Tethys, and then you have to kill King Bang, which I think King Bang is easier than, I think Bagthera is like the hardest quest in that chain. And you got to realize these guys are capped at level 32 for this circuit, and King Bang is a 43 elite, and I think the other guys are like 40, 41 elites, surrounded by like 37, 38 mobs in STV. So yeah, hunters were starting this quest chain at level 29, and I heard of one hunter that got it early on, and it sounds like his success baited a couple hunters to their death, going after it. It's like, it's possible, but it's not a for sure thing. And Warriors, they can get Whirlwind Axe to start the quest at level 30. And I think to this episode right now, Tactics on Team No CC is the only person that's got Whirlwind Axe. And so he's shown that it's possible, but I haven't heard of another Warrior. Oh, there is another one.
Yeah. An Alliance team, I think it's an EU, like an actual EU Alliance team. They were bragging about how easy some of the elementals were to kill, and they alluded to having a Whirlwind Axe. So
maybe. I don't think they were very easy to kill.
Yeah, well, I'm not a warrior. I wouldn't know.
Of them doing it, they're like, "Oh, this is easy. We're team 5," which you can't do. So I don't know.
You'd think they'd want to just slide a screenshot in there just to show everybody that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? Tactics, he didn't want to leak the strats, and he didn't want to get any help, and so he couldn't stream it. But we actually restreamed him killing the last boss on my stream, which was really funny, and we were all hanging out in chat. And Tactics is over here sweating the last 13 hours. So this is how the story went. Apparently, Tactics went to sleep. He woke up, and he got in Discord right away, and he was like, I wasn't in the chat whenever he said this, but he's like, guys, I know how to kill the elementals. And so he just went into a deep sleep, and he figured it out. And he went and executed it. He actually pulled off a pretty crazy strat. We can't talk about the strat now just because it'll leak it to everybody, but after the Circuit 2, we'll show it, and it's pretty impressive what he pulled off to get Whirlwind Axe.
Yeah, those mobs were very high level. The elementals he had to kill, and what he did to pull it off was actually just Giga Brain. Like it really must have just come to him in his sleep. I think honestly, and he
I'm
just woke up ready to rock and roll.
I'm so curious because we actually have a homeboy. Calyx is going for Whirlwind Axe as we speak, and we randomly we talked about a strategy and didn't think that was the way to go, and it got lost in like the thousands of messages in our group chat. And then late last night we were just like, wait, why don't we do X, Y, and Z? And we're just like, yeah, we literally talked about that like 7 days ago, and we're just like, oh my god, it's 100% possible to get this, but now it might be too late because he's already on the XP crunch. So
Mhm.
Oh no.
we're like calculating every single mob and seeing if it's even feasible for him to do it, because you're still risking it every time you're fighting a 38, 39 mob as a warrior.
Sure.
You know, that kind of sucks.
I
But
mean, just take the point loss. It hurts pretty bad, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Our team fucking inted 3 points for Circuit One just for
no,
fun.
that's
Three of them
that's
went over the
actually
level
true
cap.
though. If you're gonna be less than a bar over and you lose 1 point but you get Whirlwind Axe, that's definitely worth it, right?
True.
Yeah, but it still feels terrible.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
really bad.
Take it from us, man. It feels awful.
Yeah, so warriors and hunters, man, they've got a huge gun that they can snipe, and they've got whirlwind axe. But yeah, like Gordon said, I was looking at my previs for the druid, and there's just a couple high level quests, and they're not even that difficult, I don't think. And so that maybe rounds out our expectations for Circuit 2. And we've seen a lot of people die. Man, I've died twice. I actually am a little bit stunned. I'm a little bit stunned that I died twice, man. But I think that my expectations going forward and crossing the finish line have changed a little bit halfway through Circuit 2, man. I really think so. Instead of getting to max level, farming my absolute previs, completing all the high level quests, I think I'm just going to show up. I think I'm going to put in a decent amount of sweat, but I'm not going to go after some 99th percentile upgrade. I'm just going to have to do some risk reward. Because whenever you look at Circuit 1, I mean, how many teams really benefited from being fully BIS? And I think that in the later circuits, gear will scale better. It'll be more impactful the more gear.
It also depends on class, right? Like,
Sure.
I feel like Druid, and I don't really know, but like maybe Druid can get away with not having as much gear, but like a warrior needs to be decked every circuit, like, or they are noodles. Like Rogue needs to be decked every circuit. Cargos can get away with, hunters can get away with not being super decked out.
Sure.
Mages, they just need the mana pool. Their damage is essentially the same, like, but more in it's just better. But like Druid, maybe you guys can just get away with not having, the craziest shenanigans because you're really playing your skill set of the hybrid pretty well either way.
And someone in chat just mentioned it, and I think everyone, their viewpoint has shifted to this as well, where kind of like what you were alluding to, Grays, is it's just skill is the best thing you have in this game. Gear isn't going to carry you to first place. It's how you perform on game day, and you got to get to game day. That's the biggest thing.
It's really interesting, man. I love it. I think that one of the most fun parts, I swear, for the participants, they feel this way, is the prep. I think playing the game and tweaking your character out, I mean, it's obviously fun on game day and fun to blast through these dungeons, but like it has been really enjoyable. The people that I've been talking to, my entire team, I think they love sweating out, tweaking out their character, for each of these circuits. And so yeah, I'm torn. It's like, man, do I really just want to get to max level, do a couple quests, and then go to sleep? And so, like, Bulbka's been doing an insane amount of fishing, and he's always linking us crazy gear.
I heard he has 7 days gameplay.
Yep, he has like it's almost 7 days played. Yeah, his character's essentially a 60 in terms of time played.
I love it. I love it.
But if you think about it, that's actually like not that insane. Because if you told me that someone,
to me.
well, it's insane, right? It's insane to have a level 30 with 7 days played. But let's break it down.
It's been almost 21 days.
There's been 2 weeks in Circuit 1, right? 2 weeks to Circuit 1, and then a little, like a week, so about 3
5
weeks.
days. So like 18, 19 days.
If you told me that someone hit 60 in 18 days, would you be like shocked? Right?
Me.
Yeah, but
Would you be? Would you be shocked?
No, under the premise that it's fresh and that there's a reason to do it. This is a level 22 capped.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting at 4 days, 3
Hardcore
hours, and
circuit.
I feel degen with 4 days.
Yeah,
bro.
what's DJing is he's put in the time for a level 60 and his character's only level 32.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
he spent half of his time fishing.
That is true. It's a bit degen, but I don't know. It's just like the event's weird, right? Like the event's just super weird. Where reality, it's 1 to 60 in 11 weeks, which like you could do on accident, right? But then it turns into like you're basically leveling 4 60s by the time you get there because it takes 4 times as long as it would take you to get to 60.
Well, I think on that point too, I'm realizing like how painful it is to lose a character. Or I guess I'm glad that I lost it in preparation for Circuit 2 and not in preparation for Circuit 4, Circuit 5. But having to re-level the professions, man. I mean, you're not gonna get the time spent back fishing after the next circuit. But man, I gotta re-level Herb, re-level Alk. I have to farm gold again. I need gold for my mount in the next circuit. Like it is pain. It's not just the levels that you lose. It's all there is quite a bit of grinding you lose from your professions. It's really painful, and so I think that's why I'm shifting my expectations from me being fully pre-bis and doing some crazy strats in dungeons to let's just show up and let's clear. And I think Gordon mentioned that about Vidir as well. They're kind of sticking with the game plan. They're feeling out the crowd, and they're like, you know what, we're not gonna be too flashy. We're just gonna show up and finish and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Press W, baby.
Press W. That's cool, man. What did anybody else have in chat? Anything else that didn't? There's something that you didn't expect about Circuit 1 that happened, or going into Circuit 2. One thing that I didn't think about. I thought splitting up in the dungeon was a smart strat. Yeah, dungeon performance should be the most important thing. But the way it is with uncapped playtime, it feels like prep grinding time is more important. Yeah, maybe that's how it looks through, or feels.
I don't think that's the case.
But yeah, if you go back and look at it, man, like some of the sweatiest teams, dude, a couple sweaty teams, they died. They didn't even finish.
Yeah, and we're gonna take a look at that. We're gonna take a look at some of the moments that occurred, and it really is like some of these giga sweat teams. You know, like the teams that would jump you at the Merkfallen Lake with 5 of them fishing at 3 a.m. server time, like they died, right? So as much as it feels like the prep, and it's one of those things where during the prep, it's going to feel like the prep is most important, but then you end up in the dungeon and it's like, oh, okay, well, actually the dungeon was most important all along. So
Sure.
Yeah.
One last point I want to mention, and this blew my mind for Circuit 1, but I didn't think about I think everyone pretty much started dead mines for whatever reason. It felt like the best strategy. It was going to level you up the fastest. There was an opportunity to get weapons, which I didn't really pay mind to, but a lot of teams, if they did dead mines, they started with the potential to get a Taskmaster Axe, a Smite's Mighty Hammer, or a Cruel Barb. And we actually ended up getting a Cruel Barb, which was insane. And I think that really helped whenever we went to Wailing Caverns right afterwards and me and Boka split up. He got Leggings of the Fang as well. And so some of the gear, especially that sword, made a huge difference in the rest of our performance. And that was just one little tidbit that I wasn't anticipating going into this, but how big the weapon drops were in that first Dead Mines run.
Yeah, I think Cruel Barb is going to stick around for Circuit 2, right? Like, that's kind of one thing, like,
Oh,
when
man.
we look at this, like, what actually stays for Circuit 2? I think...
Oh, the amount of sweat, bro. I was
Smites.
looking at Smites would.
It's on
for
you,
even-
boy.
No way. You got a Smites?
We had every single boss drop this piece besides Van Cleef.
Really?
Do you want to hear the loot?
Yeah, Gordon. Tell us. Slow, right? That's your team?
Yeah. So Team Slow, we had Taskmasters drop off of Sneed or whoever drops it. I already forget because it's not relevant to me. We had Lavishly Jeweled Ring drop. We had Smite's Mighty Hammer. We had Cookie's Stirring Rod, Emberstone Staff, and the Cloak off VC. So it's still used.
Wow.
Actually insane loot.
Yeah, that is insane loot. I think in some of the other dungeons, the drops didn't feel that worth, but definitely Dead Mines, just because it was the start of the circuit. Dude, I used that Smite's Mighty Hammer till like level 54.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
If you don't get manual crowd pummeler, like this is the weapon that it's nice to, obviously it's not like full biz, but it does take away some of that thought that, oh, I need to find this one mob that spawns once every 80 hours
Right.
and hope to get it. Like, I'm chilling. I don't have to get an upgrade.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, that's the intro to Circuit 1 and how it went. We're going to start watching some clips, guys, and get your thoughts on it. Maybe this is the more interesting part for some of you guys. But we had an interesting start to the circuit, and I wasn't sure if all the teams were going to make it. I think that we arrived and showed up to Circuit 1 with high hopes. Big chest, everybody was pretty excited. There was one team that didn't make it, though. And Jerome, I'm looking at you. Let's take a look at what happened to Jerome and his team.
This one was so brutal. We've seen it, but it's worth watching again.
Are we jumping? Are we jumping? Going very bad? Really very bad? Yeah, Discord. No! We just wiped. Our team just completely wiped.
Oh, my.
Oh, we just lied. Well, that's a buzzkill. We tried, man.
Pretty pissed weak
I
aura.
didn't know.
Jerome
We
goes
didn't
down.
know.
The
You live
eyebrows
and you
go
learn.
with him. It's tragic to
You
see.
live and you learn.
This is tough. This is the
It's
perils
okay.
of
It's
Circuit
okay.
1. I mean, they're
You
on
live,
their
you learn.
way to the circuit. They've done all
I
their
lose
prep.
my eyebrows. That's
They
okay.
don't even get to play. It's brutal.
We're
I do
going
think
in.
this team will be
We go again. I
back
thought
in
that was
a
the way to
different
go. We thought
format.
that was the way.
Yeah, he's re-leveling.
So I
We
do
live,
think this
we
team will be
learn.
back with certain members. We did allow the team since we, because of the way we designed the circuit, we allowed people to register till Circuit 2. That rule was designed because we didn't think that this event would have as much hype until after Circuit 1. Turns out that was untrue, and there was a lot of hype pre-Circuit 1. So then the rule kind of changed form, and it kind of allowed teams to go again for Circuit 2. For the record, that budge is not happening again. If you wipe in Circuit 2, you got to stay with the same exact people that you registered with. You can roll again, but you cannot roll a new team with new people.
Sure.
You have to stay with your team. If your team wipes, they better be ready to all roll again. Go from 1 to 42. Oh, when you say it that way, it's brutal. But in the next 2 weeks, I think it is. So I think this one's 2 weeks, and then it's 3 weeks after that. I don't even know. But yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that was kind of a loophole to the rules and everything. But regardless, man, Jerome, you got to feel for this team. Didn't quite make it there. If you guys aren't familiar, you are now the Murlocs in Vile Reef. They didn't have Bloodshard. The Bloodshard buffs thing was kind of debatable as well. But they weren't saving buffs. They didn't really have a reason to jump down and go early. That's one thing that I've learned, man. Like Bobka, he's been our team leader, and I feel kind of foolish sometimes. I feel like Bobka's been around the block, and he's always got that old man wisdom. No, let's just go the long way. We'll take it slow and simple. I'm not going to waste, the risk versus reward tolerance. Bobka's like our guiding light. And then you've got tactics on our team. Like, oh, yeah, if we jump on the right side of the Zeppelin instead of the left side, we won't aggro the Murlocs. And Bobka's like, chill, we're not doing that. And, I mean, you just, hate to see it, man. Jerome and his team didn't make it to the first circuit. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. It was a good clip, though, from Jerome. That's our first death recorded. Our second death.
I'd say they did not stop there. They were just getting started. And by the way, like these deaths you're about to see, this is a full team that prepped, ready to go. They put in a ton of work in these characters. This is not your typical level 22 Ripperoonie in SFK. This is a really tough thing to watch, to be honest, for these guys.
What are we looking at here, guys? If you can anticipate, maybe you've seen this already. This is from the team Bagdrops or Biss. We don't have a team card that we can overview or anything, but I can use my context clues and have an idea of how they're going to die here.
Is this the room that No CSV spent 8 minutes trying to reset mobs? It is.
True.
Oh, man.
I watched this clip from like 3 different point of views because I think I actually ended up helping score this team. And everyone turns their camera like a millisecond before the actual scuffed part of the clip happens. So it makes it. I don't know if that makes it even better or worse as a viewer because you're looking at all these mobs that could pull. You have the stairs above you, you have the second floor, and you don't see any movement. And then all of a sudden, when you roll the clip, you turn around, the whole room's on, and you're like, "Where did this?" That's why this room is just so scary. That every team, you're slowly pressing W. You're taking one step at a time in this room.
Yeah, I keep running out of mana, by the way, but I'm just drinking as soon as we're out of combat. So sorry if you guys are low on your buffs. No, you guys are good.
Hey, we pulled. We gotta go. Let's move back.
All right, boys, we're good. We got
we
one
pulled.
wolf. Easy clear.
Back.
Easy
Back.
clears.
Back.
Easy smooth.
you want a
super
target
smooth,
dummy?
Super good, guys. Super
Um,
smooth.
Mine,
yeah,
yeah,
target
yeah, we're gonna
dummy.
need it.
And we're gonna die.
I do target dummy now.
I'm gonna try and
Got
Fuck.
1, 2.
We gotta move back. We
guys,
gotta
I think
move
we just
back
gotta
up.
fight it.
Yeah, I'd already be at the portal by now. I'm not gonna lie.
Grace, can you
Fight
actually
it
share
through.
screen
Yep.
on disc too?
I'm gonna try and just save all my mana.
Do shit like that, but
This is
not
gonna be
5 seconds
rough
late.
though.
Get the non-elites first. Do we have any
That's
AoE?
predictive,
No.
bro. Predictive.
I can drop consecrate, but I just can't because I'm worried I'm gonna rip
Focus,
aggro.
focus, guys.
Skull.
I just want to say props to them for fighting this out, man. They have like
Skull.
12 curses between the party, so that
It's
some
fine.
people are probably doing negative damage to these mobs.
Yeah, that was a really hidden
okay.
issue. Look at the ding! Oh, he
Not
just
bad.
dinged.
Tactical.
Good tactical.
Let's go.
So we might need to find a way for Belfo to get off of aggro because I'm at 36%.
Okay, you still have lay hands, right?
We need to back up,
Fine.
back up.
Everything's fine.
Just
We're staying in the pocket.
Kite.
And now we're starting to
Belfo,
kite. Now
I'm
we're
gonna
getting the
need to
hell out
find
of
a way
here.
to
Things
heal
are
you at
not
some
fine.
point.
Things are no
Yep,
longer
I'm
fine.
healing
They
right
used to be
now.
fine, but now they're not.
Yep. Just toss some heals out. I'm
It
still at
is.
30% in my.
It is a bad day. There's a
Skull,
lot of
skull,
curses
guys.
going on
Skull,
these
guys.
guys.
We're good. We're good.
Get
Oh, Super, no! Oh,
Yeah, just get to the roof. Oh no,
I'm
he
out of
goes
mana, guys. I'm
down.
out of mana. This could be it.
That's
Oh.
pretty good.
Just you gotta lay hands here.
I already used it.
Dude, this is a Chad rogue. I'm just gonna say he has not
bitch.
once tried to run. His
Oh,
sprint
is
is
this
still
it?
off cooldown. I would have been like,
No.
bye.
Oh,
Belfo the druid
fuck.
goes down as well. Oh my goodness.
So
now,
yeah,
now
we
the
need to
rogue's
all stand in that
scurrying
little
away for
basic little
sure.
part down there.
Oh,
and,
I've seen this one. This
the
one is
hunter pulls.
brutal.
Yeah, we
I mean,
keep-
But it's over now. I mean, this game.
Well, we can still talk about whether or not we want to do the next circuit. I might be
Always
able to
trying
heal
to
you
help
guys out
teammates,
of here,
too.
so just keep running. I'm getting mana now with my
One
MP5.
where the last guy gets
So
like
let
the
me- I'm
jump
gonna stun
scares
this one
as
right
he
here.
tries
I
to get
have
out,
target dummies in the tent.
I actually haven't seen this full
Damn.
POV. This is
Yeah, I
the
think we
longest
should've
fight
just
of the
done
circuit.
that.
there's
Yeah, no, for sure. They are really trying to survive.
I mean, I potion. We did
Brother,
everything.
I'm gonna try and save you.
Okay,
Follow
I
heal
like
me
me.
the
right now.
panoramic view there.
The
Target
offensive
dummies?
vanish. He's going back
Yeah,
for his
keep
teammate.
running.
Target dummy.
They could have
yeah, I
jumped
think us
down to
three
the
are gonna
right,
live.
but
Oh
it's
shit,
okay.
there's one more.
All right, boys, we're
pack.
out. We're
Let me heal
fine. Everything
myself,
is good.
and then I'm gonna
Everything
heal
is
you
fine.
guys.
We made it out.
Okay, run. Y'all go.
There's more
I might be
mobs.
down here, but go.
Oh, the hunter baits him.
I think.
Come on. Yes, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
try and
try
cast a heal on you. Go.
I'm gonna try to slow them.
Okay.
Slow the first one.
I mean, the hunter's doing a good job.
This is actually a
Yes, I'm gonna
wild
get a
clip.
heal on you real quick.
All right.
You're gonna.
I think I'm gonna
just
go
keep
down,
running,
but that's all right.
Just run.
This isn't even a clip. This is a whole stream.
Oh, we got.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go
Yeah,
down,
I'm
but I
making
wanted
it
to just
the
save you
highlight.
guys.
Oh,
the
man.
paladin goes down.
It's okay.
Gouge. One gouge for the one.
Oh, his last
fuck.
words were
I-
crusty.
I think I'm gonna die, man.
Oh, just
Oh.
like that.
Potion. Come on, baby.
Did he make it?
But
Pretty intense.
well, what do you guys?
Watch him take
What
like
do you
fall
guys
damage
want
and
to do?
die.
We can still compete
He, like,
for
jumps
the
off the
next
bridge when he gets out
circuit.
there.
It's up to you guys.
Listen to him, and they still want to compete.
I think we're all gonna have to cut.
50
What?
people, I love
As
that.
soon-
What?
As soon as the wipe was happening, you know what's cool about this? Overpull, like under normal circumstances or like other hardcore runs, the groups normally aren't premeditated. They're normally not biscued. They're normally not with your buddies, and so you always just escape. But it was cool to see them pull that entire room, and they had, 2 or 3 target dummies ready, and it was cool to see a group stand their ground, because most of the time we're you are running away from an overpull, but that was kind of a different take that you see whenever people overpull like this. They almost made it. It looked like.
It makes you feel like a true gladiator, like a true warrior going into these dungeons. Like you're not there to hopefully live. You're there to brawl and throw hands, and it's a totally different mindset from the normal hardcore, like you said.
Yeah, I really like that. That's cool, man. That's Backdrops Are Best, man. F's in the chat. Hopefully they go again and we see him again in Circuit 2. But they had a lot of team camaraderie, lots of comms, and hopefully they had fun.
I think they aren't going again, unfortunately. They posted something in the Discord, a little bit of a goodbye message of like, hey, best of luck, everybody. We're opting not to go again, but we really enjoyed our time, which I think is like very noble to still, you know, come together and decide we'll go again in a future season if they do happen. So, but yeah, Backdrops Are Abyss. It was great to see you guys competing and great to see that epic survival tactics you guys had there. It was pretty extreme.
It was really fun.
That's the biggest thing too, is just the line, we had fun, we enjoyed ourselves. That's all that's all you could ask for as one, a competitor, and two, someone who's running the event, or even someone doing neither of those, just watching. As long as it is, we're playing video games, you guys, like that's the biggest thing. Gotta have fun.
That's so neat. The next wipe we're gonna look at, this is the DeWast point of view. I'm a big fan of this guy. He won RFC Wailing Caverns, the first 2 dungeon races that really inspired this world tour or got it in motion. And so this guy's a gamer. He knows how to win, and he's on Team Nemesis. I saw these guys on Hydraxi, and they were fishing. I saw Indra around the lake. I saw DeWast himself in the Rogue POV, and so had high hopes for this team, and they ran into... They had a bit of a mishap in BFD. Let's take a look.
This team, by the way, was actually like they ran into BFD the same time NoCC did.
That's right.
Like the exact same time NoCC did.
Yeah,
so
they bailed the trash right at the end. We were kind of like playing patty cake with each other. We rolled up on them and they overpulled like crazy, and we started to help chip away at it. And then they went ahead and pulled more and just zoned in. But we wanted to like start. We wanted to zone in and be full health, full mana. So we had to collect all their trash that they left on top of us before we rolled in. But yeah, that's true. I forgot about that being right there.
Yep. So this team, to say that, this team was prepped, ready to go, easy top 4, top 5 team.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, no, yes.
Okay, be careful. Oh, careful for Pat. Hey, oh, Pat coming, Pat coming.
What?
You pulled the Pat.
Why are we not doing stuff together? What the fuck are we doing?
Sounds like our comms.
I can't actually hear the comms, but it was pretty stressful. I've watched this clip before, and they're like, it's 3, it's 2, it's 3, and then they're like, it's way more than 3.
It's more than 4.
This is a big pull.
Focus on the scores.
Dummy comes out right away. No mage in the group, which definitely hurts in this scenario.
Right?
If you pull this big,
mage carries, yeah.
If you pull this big, you definitely want the mage. You think? Oh, let me
look at the
stop
heals.
peeking. Yeah,
like, there's 2 heals going out.
Yeah, the heals are not being kicked by the rogue at this point.
Watch,
there's so
3
many.
heals
There's 3
at
heals.
the same time.
Yeah, good luck kicking all those. You need to synchronize nades at that point.
I'm tanking a Reaver, but I will manage it. It's fine.
They're pumping these mobs though.
I will get River.
I think there were 5 healers in that pull.
Oh no.
And this is where single target DPS could be super valuable to
let's
people
pull
running,
the
getting
6 healer
healed.
while we're at it. Why not?
Nothing is worse than a runner who gets healed. Like, what do you do?
I got bombed soon. I'm bombing.
They just didn't die. The mobs just didn't die. Oh. Okay, we got one down.
That's a huge nade.
I interrupted the heal.
I have nothing.
Earthbind and kite. Earthbind and kite.
I'm trying. I'm also slowed, guys. Can you?
I can't.
No, not. I'm done.
I gouged one.
I'm done.
Fuck.
Oh my god, that guy's had a sliver of health
Dude,
for like a minute.
Do you see all the abilities in this group? Like the NPCs? There's enlarges, frostbolts, renews, heals, slows.
It's a 5v5 arena battle right now, bro.
Except it's 10v5.
Yeah, we did call also though to just slow down or like watch out. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
that was wild, man.
We were ahead, I suppose, but yeah.
No, they're in the Echo room right now.
Yeah.
The Wasp is the only one that survives. Yeah, so if you guys... I'll try and go back just at the start of the poll. This is what... This is like the worst nightmare from all these teams. It sounds like Bobka talking to us too. Like, why are we not doing everything together? You know, you're not cohesive as a group. And this is what it bites them in the butt. The Warriors just jumping, running around, maybe not paying attention.
Be careful.
I think the Rogue... Yeah, he's stealthed. But the Warrior... pulls a patrol right there, and I think there's like 2.5 packs that he's gonna end up pulling because of it. And man, it looked like they almost got out of there. Honestly, I think so. You got to realize when they came into BFD as well, the Wasp is 24. I think everybody else in the group is probably 23, maybe just hit 24. Like this is a high-leveled group. But this is the first time in this circuit, you know, this is the final dungeon, where if you pull 6, 7, 8 mobs, they're all the same level or higher than you. And
Pat coming, Pat coming.
it's just a little bit too overwhelming if they couldn't handle it. But I don't know what you guys think if they could have saved this.
I mean, there are
It was a valiant effort. I mean,
a couple of aid spots, but you don't, you know, you go into that poll and thinking you got this. You only see the initial 2 or 3, and then when the entire row comes up to you, that's just when ideally you have one shot caller and only one person talking. Kind of like a raid scenario where, unless you're saying, oh, we have to kick this one spell, you just have one person calling out targets, and the only way you win this is by having, like, perfect comms, I think.
It was really good, man. The comms are crazy. Team Nemesis. I hope we see these guys again, but I know it's a huge effort for a whole team to reroll, and maybe the morale isn't even there. Just feeling behind like you're in points, but man, Team Nemesis. F in the chat for these guys. BFD took them. We got another clip in Black Fathom Deeps, and I actually didn't see this one. So that skip that those guys didn't see any other time. The skip these guys are doing, didn't see. And all the teams kind of approached BFD differently. Let's take a look at Hellfire Club.
We are so thankful and slow for Hellfire Club because we were going to do this skip. And our 6th member, while we were clearing, we were like probably 4 minutes behind pace of where they're at. It gave us a live update. They wiped doing our skip, guys. We're not doing it. We had a plan B, and we're going to plan B. Yep.
No way.
We thought we might be the only team that did the skip. And I was, funnily enough, pushing for the skip as we were walking up. I'm like, guys, we got to do the big skip. We got to catch up. And then this happened.
Yep, we have enough here. You can jump in this corner, you jump up and
so the skip they're doing, you can jump up and clip on this ledge right before the summoning room, and you have to kill this one pack right in front of you, and you have the chance to pull on the stairs behind you. And they actually didn't pull behind them. This is a very clean pull at the start, but then...
Oh my gosh, wait. Sorry,
yes,
I don't
sir.
mean to be a pause, Andy. But this is exactly what screwed me in Dead Mines. This is why I got chewed out. Because you grab aggro, but you're still below, and so the mobs run down below. Did you see that mob up front? How did
it was
pull both packs.
It was about to...
Like, they pull it, and then it patrols all the way around.
Yep.
And somehow they were fortunate enough. So it looks like they got lucky on this, but we'll see how it pans out. Like, look at that one in the back come
in the corner.
Come back and not pull.
Yeah, it'll pull the entire bridge if it didn't turn around right then and there. And then you could reset that, but it's very, very hard because you're getting hit by the I guess the Z axis or whatever. But this is a super clean pull to start. But the issue is mobs run in this dungeon, and this is just tragic to watch because they actually played this very well. But obviously, as the clip pans out here,
pull from behind.
They got a runner behind them, and they got a runner in front of them.
What is the play?
So what was a 3 pull now becomes like a 12 pull.
Everyone stick to the corner. Line of sight them on the pillar.
Focus the guys who are down already.
And you're only working with like 7 steps of space here. You can't kite this.
Bro, they're getting cleaved, mind controlled. More healers, more
enlarges. Will have heals.
Yo, what is this dungeon?
We go down or what's the play?
It's feast or famine is what this dungeon is. And then if you fall and you're panicking, can't get back up,
this is a wipe. This is a wipe.
Hey, go down.
Can't believe this.
And they start dropping like flies.
Why?
Why did we want to skip this? We didn't need the risk.
because we are.
Dude.
This was fucking stupid.
We had 70 fucking mobs too much.
Bro, I don't know. They're so disappointed.
We didn't even try.
I mean, that's where things got really,
just
really
have
real. I
stun
feel like
when
I
they
think
run. We
Circus
stun-
was already
we so many
done at this
stun
point,
people.
so they're already popping the popcorn. But for every other group to hear a
Oh, man.
full group wipes
This
in the
is
dungeon
legit.
you're in, it's just like
Alright, guys. Thanks for.
this is
thanks for
happening,
the
guys.
try.
We are about to go to where they're at.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you gotta really. Yeah, Hellfire Club was in the lead. You're right.
They were in second, I think. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, they were definitely up in the front. Man, I remember I think we were still racing.
Yeah.
Or maybe yeah, I think we were still racing. It was like, dude, there's a full team wiping Hellfire Club.
Yeah, we were still in at this point for sure. Hellfire Club was really fast. So
Instant regret though, and this is kind of what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. I think teams are realizing, dude, why the fuck did we do the skip? Why are we farming full pre-bis? Just show up to the dungeon and clear it. Let's see how we do. You know, let the other teams kill themselves. And yeah, man, you hate to see it. Rest in peace, Hellfire Club. So it sounds like Jetski said Team Nemesis is going again, but the Priest is dropping out. Okay, so they'll just be 5, but we will see Team Nemesis. Don't know if we have an update on Hellfire Club.
I think Hellfire Club's in one of those re-roll situations, but I don't know for sure. Like one of those like new team, different people, everyone starts at level 1 kind of scenario, because that's what's gonna have to happen anyway for them, I think, right? The mage doesn't make it out here, or maybe the mage does.
No, it's a wipe. It's a wipe.
Yeah, I don't think the mage makes it out.
So, those were our team wipes and highlights that we saw this week. We'll try and grab some more. I know there were a handful of others, death clips or highlights out there. But we're gonna make the transition into prep for Circuit 2, and we have had some high-profile deaths, and this one actually hurt really bad. I almost don't even want to share it. Like there's been this spirit of rivalry and just competition between the teams, and you know, you think that you want the other teams to die and get wiped out and lose some of their main guys and have to re-level. You think that's what you want, and then it happens, and it's like, oh wait, maybe I don't want the competition to die. Maybe.
Wait, is it us though, Grays? Do you think you die and Circus is just like celebrating? What do you think?
Probably.
It actually is. It's not
just
true.
Absolutely, like skipping around the room as you die. Like,
maybe Keksek is skipping, but everyone else, it's actually like we talk about it like, no way did Parla die, no way did Grace die, and people are like legitimately sad watching these people lose, 3 days gameplay or whatever. Like you mentally feel drained watching somebody else take a sucker punch.
I will say this. What Cheesy just said in chat is very true. If you die during the circuit, I'm stoked.
That's true.
I will say that. If you die game day, I'm stoked.
True.
It's the leveling that feels bad, bro.
True.
Because like damn well that like we're not gonna feel bad if Circus is ahead of us and does a crazy skip and all dies. Like we're not gonna feel bad,
That's based.
And they wouldn't feel bad either, I think. But it's the open world desk, because it's like you want that competition.
Yeah,
on
you
game
want them
day.
to show up to the start line, right?
You want to beat them, right? So when they're not at their best, you feel bad, right?
Yeah,
like you want to face them at their best,
That's actually so true, man.
I don't know. If you want, you could put 5K in my bank account, Les.
I'm good on that, dog. I'm chilling, dog.
I know you got that new job.
Nah, I ain't got shit.
There's another cool dynamic of the tournament. Hearing about certain players or teams pull off strategies, just knowing that some things are possible, maybe it makes other teams try and go for those, like tactics, for instance.
Yeah, so
you got Whirlwind Axe, and it shows the possibility that, you know what, I can get the quest done. I can get my class Whirlwind Axe quest.
For context of this clip with what you just said, I don't think Parla, maybe he can correct me on this, I don't think he was planning on going Whirlwind Axe until Tactics was at the point where he was ready to kill Cyclonian. So he just wanted to dabble in the quest because it's a super long quest. You have to get a bunch of reagents to actually make the summon. And this is probably the quote-unquote easiest part of the chain to do. Just getting 30 tusks, I believe, from the trolls. So he just wanted to dabble in the quest and see how he felt and start with the quote-unquote easiest part of the quest.
Well, dude, we say easy. Warriors struggle killing orange.
Yeah, you're
mobs
fighting an
1 to
orange
60.
mob.
Like,
Yeah.
Regardless if it's red or orange, like, it's funny that we have this competition and you almost consider fighting trolls and STV is easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, under normal circumstances, this is really difficult for a warrior to do. They have no business here. They're just asking for a death. And, like, I know that he's killing Ellie's on the next step, but, man, I think even some people were saying that they consider this one of the harder parts. Maybe it's just the location. But, yeah, we did Parla on See You Next Circus. This is the team that is in first place at the moment. They did lose their warrior.
Is that a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship in the death clip? Is that a Ronda Rousey champion Raid Shadow Legends like promo that Parla's pushing right now?
Oh, we need to go level up some Shadow Legends.
Yo, we gotta go juice up some Raid Shadow Legends for the boy Parla. That's some min max right there. Die mid Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, pretty min max. Honestly,
he did die and he had to go stream that for like another 6 hours afterwards. He couldn't immediately reroll.
That's brutal.
Let's take a look.
Let me tell you, he would have lived if he was all the way zoomed in.
No shot.
Hey, I've never died all the way zoomed in.
And things are looking good here, but he is getting hit kind of hard. It's like kind of risky. Health pot on cooldown. Just try to kite it out.
Disarm comes out.
Bandage, and then just not having the swivel there was tough.
Oh, look at that slow.
Yeah, that's like a 90% slow. That tendon rip. It is. As a druid, I don't ever care, but I can imagine any other class would kind of be.
I don't know, man. Those tendon rips are pretty scary. Gordon.
As a druid, though?
Yes.
We got 4 tendons to tear, bro. He only got 2.
So anyways, that's Parla. This is a high-profile death in the winning team. Obviously, he's rolling again. Is there anything that Parla loses out of the first circuit? Other than time? Is there, like, dungeon gear? Is there previous loot? Or can he gain it all back, in theory, if he just re-levels? How big of a hit is this to the leading team?
Well, so he was alchemy, so arguably that's probably one of the easiest professions to get back up. And at this point, I don't think he had farmed any crazy herbs that might be used in Circuit 2. So as far as professions go, he's probably only got a couple hours to put into that while naturally re-leveling. So that's not the biggest issue. The big thing would have just been any dungeon drops, because there's some pretty good BFD gear. You could have gotten a weapon, like you said, where warriors definitely struggle with a weapon progression. So that's the biggest thing, the dungeon gear.
Yeah, we saw the clip. It almost was surreal. Like, you didn't think that it could happen. People dying in between the circuits, and it feels like a more common theme. I know that we're not even into the second circuit yet, but it seems like more people are dying outside of the circuits than they are inside, and I think it's changing people's outlooks on the objective of this challenge. And yeah, I do just want to make it to the finish line. Like, dude, I was questing. I mean, I guess F's in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, Parla is the only big name that died between the circuits, right? There's nobody else really that impactfully. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this one. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Okay.
This is just straight up ping difference, bro. It's not even copium. I'm saying it.
I'll let you guys go ahead. Here we go. Oh, I didn't see that one.
Fine.
I got War Stomp.
We're fine.
LeBlanc. Mana Pot. Ooh. Oh, shit!
Wrong neighborhood, brother. Dunzo.
Oh, I had Minish's skull.
And
No
the face
way.
says it all, man.
Oh, bro.
Now, what would Winky rate that
way,
reaction? Because he says there's some clickbaiting deaths or some natural hands to the head. You know, what was the form?
I don't know. I wish I had Winky here right now. Yo, Winky, are you here?
I think this is a pretty natural reaction. I think this is a natural.
No way.
Hands to the
You
head
see
here.
all stages of regret and grief here, you know?
That's so sad.
you see the shock factor, and then the realization kicks in.
You see guild chat with Bobka just spamming question marks the whole time.
Yeah, look at the question marks come in. Watch this. And here come the question marks.
Soul. No way.
It takes him a second because he doesn't realize what's happening.
Yeah, you don't get any Fs in the no CC esports guild. You just get shit on immediately with question marks. It's brutal.
No, man, I don't know, Gordon. I don't know what to say if I need to defend myself here. So I've always, you know what the crazy thing is, man? I felt invincible on Druid. I really have. This is my bread and butter. I'm playing a Tauren Druid too. It's my favorite. For one, it's my favorite class. Raise class combo. I love leveling. Like this is peak WoW for me. Playing on a Tauren Druid, and I'm playing on the EU servers right now. And I'm looking back in the clip now. Normally, I can always get away with a War Stomp regrowth, and it lands every time. Like, dude, I've even got regrowth queued right here before the War Stomp goes out. And I don't know if it's a EU ping thing or not. I don't know why that didn't go off.
Do both mobs hit you at the same time, or does only the named mob hit you?
Yeah, I think I probably got like double pushback. So the spell got reset all the way back to the beginning.
That's ping, then.
Is it?
It has to be, because, yeah, like you said, it's perfectly queued. It always happens.
It always happens, bro.
Always happens.
I don't remember regrowth not going off. And then I get uppercut by Arnik. I mean, after this happened, I remember like getting shot in the air by this guy. The one time you do the quest, if you make it to this level. But I forgot about this mechanic too, so I got double hit, man. And then I just panicked at this point.
Oh shit.
And
bro, I took a mana pot.
I was just gonna say
I took a fucking mana pot.
The worst timing, yeah, the mana pot right before all that. You don't expect to get your regrowth interrupted.
No, not at all. Yeah, I thought the regrowth was gonna go off, and I was gonna mana pot and like get another heal or two in, and just play the long game.
Anyone who says it's copium on the War Stomp, they haven't played Tauren Druid for 18 years like us. Like.
Oh, that's okay, man.
That goes off, man.
I'll take that. But yeah, learning something new every day. Anyways, this was pretty painful. I'm trying to think. As soon as this happened, I made a couple phone calls, got the babysitter, and I was like, all right, guys, I'm not logging off and going to sleep being level 1. Because, for one, my team's going to shit-talk me the whole time. 2, I'm not going to be able to get anything done because my Hardcore All-Stars character's dead. And 3... it's time to level. And so we ended up, this was probably like 3 or 4 hours into the stream, and we ended up doing a 30-hour stream, and I got all the way back to 27, which was nuts, man. And so I was really like on cloud 9 after that. Impromptu 30-hour stream, got my character back.
And we lived happily ever after.
We lived happily ever after. And then I went to go farm Ogre Strength the next day.
Oh my goodness.
This blew my mind, bro. This blew my mind. I don't know if this is the right clip, but that's okay. It didn't get the start of it. Am I actually slowed? Oh shit. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I actually haven't like watched the reactions. What the fuck? I think I cut the stream right there. I was done. Damn it. Damn it, dude. I can't believe it, bro. This is the epitome of pulling a gray. I learned a couple
Look
things.
at Twitch chat right now, Grace. You see all the question marks.
Yeah. Oh, now Winky's here now. We can get his take on the death clip reaction. Man, I learned a lot these last 2 deaths. You know what's crazy is I died to like 2 named mobs. 2 non-elite named mobs that have like special abilities. This guy knocks down and he puts that hamstring ability on me. And I was zoomed so I couldn't shapeshift, and I'm inside of a cave. I can't. I guess I'm being reminded. Like the game gets easier the higher level you get. Because I swear, once I get cheetah form, once I get a little bit deeper, once I get innervate, as a druid, it's really difficult. I really feel like it's difficult to die as a druid, like 30, 40 plus, and I died at 28 back to back in like a 36-hour period. That's insane, man. I don't even have words for it. I'm not even sure what to think about it, to be honest.
I mean, it's brutal, bro. I don't even think you gotta pretend like it doesn't hurt, bro. Like, I understand, but I mean, just this is your teammate, man. Like, it was actually so sad to see, bro.
All right, chat.
Actually, so sad to see.
I have a question for chat. Do we end around the forge like an hour early so Graves can start leveling? Pog, subathon right now?
I don't know. I don't know if Graves is ready, bro. I think he needs a little bit of time off. Go down on the beach with the family and
Mulgar looking kind of nice.
Painful, man. Painful. So anyways, I guess I'm reevaluating my expectations for this. The thing is, bro, I want to participate. I want to play. I want to be juiced. I want to get full bis in between these circuits, you know. Maybe I just need to take it a little bit more seriously. Like I don't know how I found myself in this situation. Learning the lesson the hard way, but yeah, it is kind of changing my expectation of the future and making it to the end of these circuits. I really just want to show up, and I just need to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, this one hurt, man. This one definitely hurt. That's our death clips. I do, in the middle of this tournament, I want to show you guys the Allstars website if you haven't seen it. Oh, it's cool. They're actually featuring Around the Forge. If you type in hardcoreallstars.com, dude, big shout out. Can we get a W and 07 in the chat? Just get something for some love and appreciation for the web devs, man. We've got a team of like 3 or 4 people working on this website, and they've done an amazing job up to this point. It is formatted really well. You're able to... They've got some big ideas for how to update it in the future, but you can see all the teams right here. You can find their Twitch streams. We have the Balding Eagles. We didn't get to take a look at these guys. I was looking for some Twitch streams and highlights from them. Pegel's Pro Shop. If you want to keep up to date with any of the teams or the leaderboard, we have a point standing system. It's laid out really well. Here's the first World Tour. There's a point breakdown and on the World Tour and where everybody stands right now. See you next circus in first. We've got Vidir Enjoyers in second. Okay, yeah. Hold up. Oh my gosh. Yo, they haven't heard you at all. No. Hang on. Yo. Okay, we're gonna cut that.
They've heard us.
Let's try
They heard us up
time.
until now, though. They've
No,
heard us up until.
I think they've heard me just like breathing into the mic.
They're saying he was having an aneurysm.
Yo, when's the last time you've heard me or Gordon chat? Someone tell us. Was it when we went to the website?
I think it's when he
2 minutes ago. All right, bet. That's even better. That's even better. It's fine.
All right,
y'all didn't miss a goddamn thing. All right, y'all didn't miss a goddamn thing. We're rewinding because Graves was talking about the leaderboard and I cut him off ruthlessly. You missed that. It was ruthless. It was bloody. Anyway, now I'm talking. The leaderboard is really important because I think this is going to be like our hub throughout the entirety of this event. And I want to break down some of the teams that are on this leaderboard, because any team that scored is honestly super in play for the entirety of the circuit. So you guys should get to know these guys. Teams that are in the middle right now: Gorilla Milk, Missing Diplomats, Like and Subscribe, Where's Kyle, really performed well, to be completely honest, and are a very, very game to make a climb later in the circuit. And even the teams at the bottom, Peaking in Progress, Ironforge, Drunk Tank, they're not even taking themselves seriously, and I think they're still game for this event. Like, if they just survive, they will start to outlast some of these teams, and the last circuit's worth double. So keep an eye on these events, because it's going to be really, really interesting as it continues to go on.
To piggyback on that too, when I was doing some of the scoring for this first circuit, you learn things about teams and you're like, okay, this team actually next circuit, third circuit, they're going to be good, because teams like and Subscribe, who are link and subscribe in my mind, because there's a typo when I was scoring them, they had 4 members for 2 of their dungeons. Their 5th didn't show up. He woke up 3 hours late. And they're still a middle of the pack team. Like, imagine what they could do with 5 people. You had other teams, they didn't start, the start time was noon server. They didn't go into their first dungeon till 12:30 because someone was running across the continent to get to the dungeon.
And you know, we definitely need to shout out some of the teams that performed really well. You know, starting maybe break down the top 10 right now, because I think those really, really performed well. Not to just cut off, you know, shout out, sorry to the teams right below the top 10. I did just shout you out a bit earlier, but Gorilla Milk showed up super well. They had Table Slam die like within 18 hours of the event, and Table Slam pulled off a nutty 1-22 to get back in time for the event. Mechanically Advanced played super well. Work in Progress, a team that is obviously progressing very well. Zug Life, that's your and it's so goofy to say it's slow and steady for a team that took 7th, but I think they would say that as well. That's your Nom Nom, your Cheesy Goodness, your Stone Coat, the other members on that team. Their plan's just to survive. So the fact that they are just surviving and still in 7th is crazy. Snakes came out of nowhere. Snakes registered super like late. We didn't break them down in our first team go out, and they are 6th right now. What could you do is that team of Grizzly players, they have 5 players, and they are just absolutely giga chatting this whole event. And then you see Gordon's team, which performed super well. And then you have Verdeer Enjoyers, which I think, let me be very clear, as a commentator and as someone on this event, like, this team deserves more hype. We are not talking about Verdeer Enjoyers nearly enough, because they beat NoCC. And oh yeah, NoCC got 3 points deducted because of XP. They still beat NoCC. They still beat NoCC on circuit time. They still beat... You know, they still beat every other team besides Circus, and they weren't that far behind Circus. And they are decked out for this next circuit. Their Rogue is probably the most gear road in the whole event. Their Hunter is the first Hunter to get big game bow. This team is not slowing down, and I think, like, to be completely honest, it's easy to talk about the banter, because I think NoCC and CNX Circus, they just shit talk each other so well that it does build a nice storyline. But there is a team sandwiched in the middle of these 2 toxic loaves of bread that is really carrying the event. So that's my take.
It ain't over till it's over. Last circuit's worth double. Yeah, man, it's really fun to see the breakdown of all the times. We're a Team No CC, man. We're riding high. We got our chest out with the fastest WC time. I think that CNX Circus, they were actually at the exact same time until Mutinous bugged. They were actually a little bit too good clearing the trash, and Mutinous didn't spawn for him. But yeah, man, seeing the dungeon breakdowns has been really neat. I don't completely understand the point scoring process, but
yeah, so I can try briefly because it's pretty complex, but it's essentially a parsed out system. So teams that are 99 or like 100 parsing, like CNX Circus is 100 parsing, right? Because they have the top time. But then there's 99 parsing, like, that'll get you almost as much points. So actually, you'd see that points actually went up, and the teams got closer together in points as more of the teams filled out in the bottom of the parsing, right? So the more teams in the event, the closer the scores are going to be throughout. And that's going to be pretty interesting later when less teams are alive. It's going to be really impactful to be a minute or two ahead of somebody else because that's going to mean more relative to the overall parse. I'm not smart, so that was my best way to put that. But yeah, I mean, CNX Circus performed super, super well. And they deserve the shine here, and they've made some pretty sick content surrounding their Circuit 1 run. So we might even be showing you guys some of the content that was made later on here. It was pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie.
We watched some death clips. Let's go over some highlights in this next circuit of the video of Around the Forge. If you don't know him yet, this is the Vidir Elixir team. You're also looking at the face of a man who's won single-handedly the returning 2-time PvP Makara Hardcore Champion, Unchained. If you don't know him now, you know him. This guy, he's a gamer. Is this a guy that he's the first one that got Big Game Hunter, right?
Bro, this guy's like Cargos is like nemesis, bro. Like
This is like Cargos' nephew, bro. Like he's in the family and he's just gotta one up him. This is his lineage, man.
Bro, this is like Sato Kaiba, bro, to Cargos in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, right? Is that a fair assessment? I don't follow the lineage that well, but yeah, bro, this guy is the bane of Cargos' existence. It's so funny, but he's such a universally loved character. Like Unchained is just such a good member of the community, and he's really making a name for himself and just destroying Cargos in every step of the way.
Oh my gosh, you gotta give my brother some love. Come on now. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at Unchained and Vidir. This is their highlight in this.
I will come in at the door. Yeah, drink here.
Oh, all the other teams are. They just go straight for the big pole.
And this is their motto, and they're going to continue to live by this. From what they've told me, is we will press W, not abuse evade skips, and we will just beat people out of raw DPS talent.
I have mana pot up.
You're gonna see polls like this in every single dungeon from them.
No, we're deck coming.
God.
Okay, grenades.
What is happening?
Wait, they cleared this?
I don't even think anyone drops below 50%.
Look how good Mage is, bro. Mage is so good, bro.
Heal much, so pull back.
Yeah,
Keep pulling back.
Just keep kiting,
That makes me sick.
Mage is so damn good,
Kill the
bro.
dogs. Yep.
Sounds like you're about to put another hit out, Les.
Nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish because motherfuckers act like they forgot about Mage, bro. It's so good, dude.
This guy is gaming.
Everything's almost dead.
Just keep running now.
Bro, this is almost inspiring, man. How smooth he's making Hunter look.
Oh, good job, guys. Good job.
Dude, holy crap.
I guarantee
Wolfer?
no one
Never
did
heard
that
of it.
pull.
Yeah. That was insane. Holy crap, guys.
Nice. Very well. I forgot to start my timer when we started this.
I got a question for you, bro. I want your honest
Look at that.
assessment,
Look at the victory smile at the end, dude. Let me get a W in the chat for Vidir Elixirs, man.
Bro, Graves, I got a question for you. I want your honest answer, okay? Gordon, you can chime in too, bro. You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
If they had a druid instead of a mage, do they live there?
They don't even pull that if they have a druid instead of a mage there.
No.
Okay.
That hypothetical doesn't even happen.
I was just guessing. I was just asking. You know, what I mean, I was just trying to, you know, it's a podcast. I'm just trying to start some conversation. You know what I mean? Nothing. I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. I'm just trying to say, like, if they had a druid, I just don't think they do that. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Leslie. Well, by default, you're gonna be in on Circuit 2, and we get to see how good Mage.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna die on the first pull in Circuit 2, bro. I'm gonna run in and pull 10 mobs and die.
Oh man. I don't know. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, Team Vidir. Or Vidir Elixir, sorry. Second place. Look out for these guys. The next highlight we've got is Bobka's point of view. So we split up in Wailing Caverns, the second dungeon we did, and because we don't have a mage, we don't have our tried and true Lesamos in our group, we had to use this stealth tactic to our advantage. Because we have Druid Rogue, we had the potential to split up. And you got to, one thing that I've realized doing Wailing Caverns over the years in hardcore is if you have one level 23, one level 24 character, they kind of carry the group by themselves. I swear, like a 24 hunter does 80% of the DPS. They can basically tank and DPS. They can do all the roles in the dungeon, just one high-leveled character. And so we kind of had that realization coming in, like, dude, we're pretty strong. You know, don't underestimate the fact that 2 people can probably go off and clear half the dungeon. The left side, the thinking that we had here was we want to reduce the travel time going from the left side of the dungeon to the right. And so we had the Rogue and Druid go left. The other 3 went to the right. And then I started the escort immediately as soon as the 4 Druids died. And this was only possible because the trash requirements were kind of low. We only needed to kill 7 Vipers and the boss on this side. In theory, that's all we had to kill. And so it was pretty straightforward. You know what? We're going to go on a stealth mission. And so I just wanted to highlight...
Even
you don't want to pass?
We can go past them. Yeah.
Bobka and myself in here. Another thing, so I scuffed the poison quest. Don't ask me why. I didn't do my druid poison quest because you get a balls poison at 26.
Wait.
And then come to find out, I needed my poison cleanse. So we learned that these 2 types of snakes, they can be adders or the other big guys, and they have a 30-second poison, and then they have a 60-second poison that stacks. And so we had to go farm anti-venom, but we were really hoping not to, like, right there goes the anti-venom right there. We were really hoping not to have to
maybe distract this in a perfect spot right here, and then we can kill.
You know, miss any time.
Gonna wait for this spot. I'm gonna mark.
Beautiful. Because we had to wait for like the poison cleanse or whatever from our anti-venom because it's on a 1-minute cooldown.
Just wait until one more pat. Pull it.
Did you ever get scared looking at the rest of your teammates' health? Like Tactics right now has 50% health, and you don't know how many mobs they're fighting.
I was more worried about the other 3 than myself and Boca.
Let me say this too. We actually
you're
split comms for this.
You're poisoned.
So Graze and Boca can't even hear the comms of what's going on in the other group. So they are absolutely clueless as to what's happening. So Tactics could be wiping for all they know.
Right, it was cool. Like we were totally in our own world. Like me and Boca felt like we were on our own team for a portion of this.
Just stay there, stay there.
Druid's coming back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ectoplasm, run to me, run to me, run to me.
And the Boca Graze comms were actually nuts.
Stealth.
That call out by Graze there was insane on the Ectoplasm.
Dude, it was so fun making the group even smaller. I don't know why. But going in as a 2-man doing our side mission while the rest of our team is getting the job done.
Yeah. This is what Bobby lives for. He probably feels like he's in arena right now, farming gladiator. You got the 2-on-2 stealth mission. Gotta use CC, even though your team's no CC.
Huge distract right there.
Oh, perfect, Pat.
Okay, so let the Pat go here.
It was really cool having like full faith in the rest of your group to do their job, you know. And like you said, we weren't even in comms with them, so we just assumed they were gonna do what they needed to. We were gonna get our job done. Real quick, Tactics. Well, the boss went down pretty quick. I can show him here. But yeah, I'm not sure if people thought they couldn't 2-man the boss, but it was pretty easy. I almost sold it the day before. I might bear from it and stuff.
My biggest thing, I was actually against the stealth mission because I just thought it was going to be too slow.
Oh,
but it wasn't at all. I was super wrong. I thought the group of 3 was going to be too slow to make it worth it.
No, you guys had pants drop, bro.
Yeah, we had Cruel Barb dropping dead mines right before, so that made that stealth mission even better.
Wait, did you bury those pants 6 feet under, or does Bobby have them?
Those are on Boca. He got like Troll's Bane leggings, like world drop 14 edge legs.
Yeah.
So Boca's juiced. But we don't have this in my POV, but as soon as the 4th Druid of the Fang goes down, I ran over to the escort, started it right away, and yeah, man, our Wailing Caverns for Team No CC, we were most proud about this dungeon. It felt the cleanest, and I honestly think it's because we basically, there was only one game plan, right? SEAL Team 6 go left, and SEAL Team 6 number 2 go right, and we just had to do our own thing. There was no, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, and I think if we have a little bit more practice, a little bit more preparation going in the next dungeon, that's something that we learned. If we know what's going on, we won't have to communicate with each other, and we can just get the job done. But yeah, Wailing Caverns felt the best for Team NoCC, hands down. So that was Team NoCC's highlight. I want to go over CNX Circus. CNX Circus, they are the Circuit 1 winners. They got the most points. They got the fastest dungeon runs in Dead Mines, SFK, and BFD. They almost got it in Wailing Caverns, but we got them. I want to go over some of the skips, what their Dead Mines run was. Calamity put together a really good video. They did Dead Mines in 11 minutes and some change. And let's take a look at the Goblin Room and just get a feel for the ebb and flow of this team as they work through the rest of this dungeon.
I have mana pot in 10, let's keep going. We could pull a lot here.
We go for rest. We take rest.
Yeah, grab the rest, grab the rest. We should grab Sneed.
We get
I
a
like
patrol.
Trinities.
I'm running in. Never mind, we don't get it.
Wait with Sneed.
I did get the patrol. That I targeted
Yo,
Sneed.
thanks for the good luck.
Grab
guys.
Sneed. Actually, wait combat. Don't.
This is going so much smoother than our
I'm
fucking
pretty in
practice
here.
runs.
Just kill this, please. Don't aggro. Nice. Go
now.
Just need light on the door, remember?
Yeah.
I won't open it.
Having actual gear is making this so much fucking easier.
Don't forget Pet here.
Make sure to loot.
Yep.
Didn't share quest, it's fine.
Disarm?
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to disarm him then.
Nuke him. Man, the cons are so clean, man. These daggers,
Healing.
so much threat. Going?
I pass.
All right, now watch this, guys.
Two, maybe.
So the trash
Go forward,
requirements
let's go.
again.
You don't need to kill any of
They
these, right?
technically didn't need to
don't.
kill
Let's get-
anything in this next hallway.
Saving Nova for the end.
Pass on greens you don't need, by the way.
This is
I need money for-
crazy.
I'm Novaing here. Move.
Testing one.
Oh, fuck, bro.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm Nova. Thanks.
Got freedom?
Keep going.
I'm gonna bubble here, we'll see.
Like, I'm looking at this and I don't know how they get
You
out.
should just bubble.
Yes.
Okay, we're jumping. Don't fuck this up. Oh, God.
Dismiss Pet.
It's gone.
Bro, that seems like it was so risky. Maybe it wasn't, but
it's okay. It'll reset.
I mean, you have Mage, just they kite everything, and they still had Bob. They still had a lot of things.
You got
like,
Paladin with Bob, Lay on Hands,
We're
and
out.
Divine Shield. You're so right.
I'm still. Yeah, I'm our still team couldn't do
okay,
this
okay,
though
okay,
at all.
okay.
Like not trying to meme on the Mage anymore. Like we just don't have a Paladin that like has things in the back pocket to make this possible.
Look at that skip, dude.
Interrupt.
Holy cow.
Yeah, call it.
Meanwhile, in our
Nice,
skip,
nice.
Grace just nosedives to the ground.
I was sticking to the plan, man.
It wasn't the plan, bro.
I'm gonna grab the next two. I'm grabbing two.
We only need 3.
Run us.
Okay, we have 4 mobs here.
Look at the Mage just burning.
I'm gonna regen
that
more mana
down,
first.
man.
On me.
Mana
I
pot.
lost it.
Cooldown. You know, what you don't see is they're using minor recombobulators on the
target
Mage as
dummy.
well to restore mana the whole time. And
Over
it's
here?
like a 5-minute
So you
cooldown,
guys-
2-minute cooldown, and so they're cycling
Craftsman,
minor recombobulator trinkets
I got it,
on
I got it.
Albi.
And that's where Alliance are better than
Really
Horde,
bad mana.
because Horde can't get it until
Use help
Nova.
potions if you need
Do
to.
not do
Bro,
anything
Alliance
else.
are a lot better Put in, for like, mages for 15 sure. seconds. Like this comp needs to be
Keep
Alliance
healing.
I'm kiting. To do what it's doing.
I have some flashlights if you need it.
Then we just continue. I'm using a health pot though for tempo.
Yeah. We have pot in 1 minute. At least I do.
Good. And these? No, we
Yeah.
need one
Look
more.
at how quickly they cleared through the foundry room. In one pull, it seems like they...
No?
I think
No?
they were
Do we?
one craft
Just
short,
one more,
but
one more
that was
craftsman, one more,
impressive.
I got one.
Just
That
bring it with
was
us.
impressive, man. Another part I want to show you guys. This is hilarious, dude. I didn't realize...
Strike.
I didn't know this was a thing, bro, but apparently you can line of sight smite stun. And I've never heard somebody say this. I've never heard someone bring it up because it never really mattered. No one's ever speed ran Deadmines before. And I guess maybe, yeah, and you can't really pull this off if you solo it, but you can line of sight smite stun. I don't think it worked there, but they get it to work the second time. So you just DPS them down a little bit faster.
Nice.
Okay, finish off.
Fine,
That's
fine,
crazy.
Okay, we pull straight away, right?
Yeah. Do a 4 pull. I'm gonna drink.
This team is
Little low on
cruising.
mana.
And then I want to show...
Yeah. I don't think we need
I
full
wanna
mana.
show
I
their
think we need
last
half
pull as
mana.
well.
I think you can, yeah, we do.
And just listen to their comms as they go into this last pull.
Remember, we're not AoEing. I'm gonna sheep the caster. We're not AoEing. Do not pull this yet. I don't think we need full mana. I think we need half mana. I think you can pull it now.
I'm pulling
I
both.
think you can pull it. Yeah. I'm gonna sheep the moon.
I pulled the green skin.
Sheeping moon. I'm sheeping moon. Don't touch it. Watch.
Try
Keep
to bring
moving.
him left.
Never mind. Keep it here. Keep it here. Keep it here. Keep it here.
I can't not.
And this is just a chat
Remember
pull.
to stun Van Cleef for 50.
Yep, I got you.
Green skin, come on.
If you stun Van Cleef around 50% HP, he will not spawn
No
ads.
Vignies. Just kill Van Cleef. We're stunning in 10. Stun.
I'm fairing on a sec.
Huge. I'll loot green skin. We're jumping after this. We
Loot
don't
the
need to
head.
drop combat.
So look at that field.
Yeah.
Look at
Massive
the
buff.
challenge and shout on the ads.
Jumping.
They get both bosses down.
First. Oh, good.
Sky bomb on top of
Missing a
Cookie.
pyro. Missing a pyro.
Insane.
Oh, yeah, we can get one right here.
Yeah,
Pull. Ship builder
And at
down.
this point, they have
Yeah.
to finish
Ship
here
builder,
because
ship builder.
all those other mobs are
I am Moom. I have mana
running
potion if we need it.
the entire boat right now to try to kill him.
Trying to greed him out.
Wow.
Oh, we
Don't
need
pull
to
gotta
anymore.
go, we
Don't
gotta
pull
go.
anymore.
Yeah, we need to
This
stop
is it.
running.
Run.
Yeah, drag it. Kill it. Stop that.
And there it is, dude.
Sorry about the Discord audio.
11:29. See you next circus.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I've seen better, honestly.
It was unreal, man. It was unreal. Does anyone else have words of wisdom? You guys got any thoughts on Circuit 1? Anything else you want to say before we round out our outro video?
I'm chilling, dude.
Oh man, that was pretty good
You can't-
wrap up, man. That was
Yeah, you
nuts.
can't say anything after watching an 11-minute Deadmines, man.
I love that. I really love that the teams are there and they're showing out, bro. Like I'm so happy that people are putting on a show. What do you guys think? Do you think it's more entertaining to watch teams practice runs, PTR, practice pulls, know what they're gonna do going into the tournament? Do you think that puts on a better show for the tournament? Do you think that's better for the tournament overall if there's multiple
bro.
teams that have practiced and they're pumping and executing?
Yeah, bro. I'm
You rather see
gonna continue memeing and say it's, we're honest melee cleavers that don't practice, but like, it's good for a lot of people. I think it makes for a better product, bro. Like this video on 11-minute Deadmines has 12K views, bro. It's just good it's good.
Yeah.
All around, bro. I think.
It's like saying you don't want to watch the best two teams in the NBA Finals or the best two teams in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, like anyone has the potential to do this, but they put in the work and it shows on game day.
True, man.
We sitting here talking about practice.
Talking about practice. Hey, man. See you next circus. Ompy put together a highlight video.
Winky made the music.
Winky made the music, the soundtrack. Yeah, you're right about that. He made one for Team No CC too. We need to put up some money and get another team song made for maybe the next circuit winning team. But yeah, man, this is Ompy. This is See Next Circus, their highlight video, and how we're gonna close out the overview of Circuit 1 on Around the Forge. Enjoy.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, your Circuit 1 winners. See you next circus. That's Around the Forge Circuit 1 overview. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
On all the way because the ads will spawn, you know.